Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Enjoy the video. So today I'm going to be drawing one of my favorite scenes from Jurassic Park, and that is the kitchen scene. But first, let's talk about why. So this idea goes back really far because I've been wanting to draw something Jurassic Park related for a while, but I could never decide on what, so I just hadn't yet. Fast forward to not too long ago, we were on a trip and in one of the hotel rooms they were playing Jurassic Park on TV. And after watching it again, I more so than ever was like, I really want to draw something from this. Originally I was gonna draw something about the scene where they're in the car, and I may still end up doing that at some point, but it was between that picture and this one, which is the kitchen scene. And so I basically did a couple of really rough sketches to see which one I liked most, or which one was kind of working at the time, and I ended up liking the kitchen scene, so that's what we're drawing. I'm kind of sad though, because I did want to draw the car scene, like that was my original idea, because I wanted to do something with like the rain and stuff, but I guess we'll get to that eventually. The moment in particular that I was trying to replicate was when the ladle just like falls for no reason and alerts the raptors to Tim's whereabouts. I obviously didn't make it completely movie accurate, but it's close enough. Also, don't come for me on raptor anatomy, I don't know everything there is to know. I am no dinosaur expert, so it's probably not accurate, but I did my best. I also originally had the idea to maybe put another raptor in the picture, like standing on top of the counter or something where you only see like a part of it, but I ended up not liking any of the ideas that I had, so we just get the one raptor. And I think it looks fine that way. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think it would have looked better if I had two raptors. And I'm pretty sure in the movies, Tim is supposed to be around the age of 10, but I don't think he looks 10 in my drawing. I think he looks a little bit older, so we're just gonna pretend that he's older in my version. One thing I don't love about the picture is the background. It does look kind of cool and ominous, but at the same time, it does look a little bit empty. In the actual movie, there's not much in the background, it's kind of just some kitchen-y things, like those little island things that they work on in, like, restaurant kitchens, and all that sort of thing. But I didn't really want to draw all that, I didn't feel like it was necessary for the picture, and I didn't want it to look too cluttered or anything. But in the end, I feel like it turned out looking pretty good. Like, I'm pretty happy with the way the picture looks, but the background is still empty to me. I don't know, you guys can let me know if you think I should have added stuff in the background or if it looks okay, because I'm not really sure how I feel. I think I like it, but it just has that little bit of, should I have added some more to the background? Also, do you like the little, like, spoons or whatever I added hanging? Like, the silverware? What is big silverware called? That is a very good question. Like, has nobody ever asked that? Does it have a name? Because, like, obviously you have, like, a big spoon, or, like, a ladle, or a spatula, but what are all of those called, you know? Because if they're small, then they're called silverware, but if they're really big, what are they called? What are you supposed to call them as a collective? I feel like I'm that one person who asks ridiculous questions, so you don't have to. But anyways, so I just drew 4 different ones because even though there was much more in the original, I didn't want to draw that many different types of giant silverware, so. Oh, and another random thing, I somehow ended up not having to draw either of Tim's hands. I wasn't trying to avoid that, and I think in the picture it looks okay and not like weirdly just being covered up, because you know how sometimes when you're trying to avoid drawing hands, or just if like a hand or really anything is being partially covered or being even fully covered, it can look kind of weird if you don't fully draw underneath and there's just like a little bit that's like sticking out from behind whatever's covering it. Did that make any sense? I feel like as I was saying it, it was like making sense and I just have this image in my head of what I'm talking about, but then after the fact I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, I don't think that made any sense. Basically, I'm just saying if something's being covered by something else, sometimes you draw the thing that's being covered fully, even if you can't really see it, because that thing may still be able to be shown a little bit, or just to get, like, anatomy or whatever it is correct. But sometimes that thing is being fully covered, and you don't really have to draw it, like, at all. Which is pretty much what I did here. But I think what I did, it actually looks like his hands are fully covered, and I wasn't trying to do that. I actually kind of wanted to draw his hands because of the fact that he has like the bandanas, and I don't know, I thought that would be fun. But somehow with the pose that I did, both of his hands got covered, so I ended up not having to draw hands, which was kind of nice because, you know, hands are difficult, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to draw them. I also am just a little bit concerned that it looks weird. I did do a little bit of the sketch of what his hand would look like behind his leg, but I didn't do very much of it. I would definitely recommend that if you draw something and a part of whatever it is being covered, you still draw that, or at least do somewhat of a sketch of it, so you can get it pretty accurate, and sometimes a little bit more might be showing than what you originally think, and it just helps you make it look not weird. With this, I felt like his hand was being pretty much completely covered, and if anything was showing, it probably would just be like a weird little corner, and I thought it would look odd to just like have that, so I ended up just kind of not drawing the rest of his hands. But like I said, if you're doing a drawing where something is partially covered, I recommend at least doing the rough sketch, because that way you can make sure that everything looks accurate. So let me know if you think it looks weird or if it looks okay. Also, let me know what is your favorite part of this picture. I feel like there's two main focuses, there's Tim and there's the raptor, so which part do you think I did better on? Also, let me know which Jurassic Park movie is your favorite. I really like all of them. Actually, let me tell you a story. So I have this weird love of Jurassic Park, and I don't know why. I feel like most people think the movies are kind of lame, or just, you know, like they should have stopped at the first one or something like that. But I really like all of the movies, and I don't really know why. When I was a kid, I loved animals. Mainly it was like dogs and cats, but there were also sometimes I just like the kind of weird random ones. Like I've always loved snakes, I think sharks are cool, and dinosaurs. I remember specifically that I had these little figurine like toys of like different dinosaurs, and they weren't directly any of the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, but they were apparently like Jurassic Park themed or something, because they had like the JP like on their hips, like they had been branded or something. And so that always made me so intrigued. I was like, what is this movie? I like need to see it. And this was even before Jurassic World came out, because yes, I am that old. And so I begged my mom to let me watch the movie because I was like younger at the time, and so she was kind of like, oh, I don't know, it's scary or whatever, which they're definitely not scary, so I don't know what she was talking about. But for some reason, we just had Jurassic Park 3. I guess we got it from like our uncle or something. I don't know. It was just the DVD though, and it was in like a green CD case. I don't know why. So then she watched it for the first time in a while to like see or whatever, and then she was like, well, I guess you could watch it. And so we did, and I instantly loved it. Even though Jurassic Park 3 is one of the goofiest movies ever, I absolutely love that movie because it was the first one of the Jurassic Park movies that I saw, and because, I mean, I think it's really funny. Like, I don't take any of these movies literally. Like, they're not supposed to be serious in my opinion. They're just fun, and Jurassic Park 3 is especially just like silly and fun, and it's such a comedy. I totally recommend it to everyone. It's amazing. After that, we got to watch the first Jurassic Park, and then Jurassic World, and then finally my mom let me watch Jurassic Park 2 because for some reason she thought that that was like the scariest thing ever. The excuse that she always uses is that she went and watched it with her friend and they brought their little kid son, and she was like so horrified that they brought a little kid to this like scary movie. And so for some reason that's like her excuse of like, oh, that's why I thought it was scary, because, you know, like they took a kid to see it and I was traumatized. There being a kid there probably traumatized her more than the movie traumatized that kid. But yeah, for some reason I've always really liked the movies. I just like dinosaurs, I guess, and I think the movies are just fun and entertaining. I don't know. But I pretty much always considered them to be my favorite movies. Like, if you were to come up to me and be like, oh, what's your favorite movie? My default answer would just be Jurassic Park, because even though I love a lot of movies, that's just kind of my default answer, because I know that it is something that I really like, and I am really bad at choosing favorites, so. But if I had to choose one specific one to be my favorite, I'm not really sure. I really like the first one because it's just very iconic. I love the third one because it's silly, and it was also the first one that I ever watched. And I also think Jurassic World was really well done as like an updated sequel. It was kind of like Jurassic Park, just like modernized. And I thought that was cool. I've also seen the other two, and they are also good. I would totally recommend Jurassic Park to anybody because they're fun and everybody should watch them. Oh, and Jurassic Park 2 is not that scary, by the way. My favorite part is when the T-Rex tries to push the bus thing off the cliff. So I had a lot of fun adding the effects and the lighting and all that, and the blood. So that was a lot of fun. I tried doing this one effect and adding like a blue shadow on one side and then this like warm lighting on the other side, and I think that looks pretty cool. Can you hear that? There's like a dog barking outside, my goodness. That's not even our dogs, it's somebody else's dog barking and my dog's playing. Anyways, I had a lot of fun smearing dirt all over the place. I think it's really funny because at the start of the movie, Tim is wearing a blue shirt or like overshirt thing, but by the end of the movie, it is like full on brown. I always forget it starts out blue. Oh, and speaking of adding the effects like the dirt, there are a few moments that you'll see where it's like I color outside the lines and it's really messy, and then all of a sudden it's like bam and it's clean and all the edges are all clean. And the reason for that was because I just edited that part out because I figured that would be really boring watching me like select areas and erase and just like going around edges and cleaning that up, and so I didn't show that because I figured it would be boring. So if you're wondering, yes, I did do it with magic. I did it with editing magic. You're welcome. Alright, so we're getting near the end of the video, and I actually have not talked at all very much about the raptor, and I quite like the way it turns out. I think it's kinda cool. So let me know what you think. I actually used to draw little raptors on the sides of my like schoolwork paper all the time. I'm pretty sure I still have some of those raptor sketches, so if you're curious, I will see about digging them up sometime. But here it is, I hope you like it. And if you have any ideas for other things you'd like to see me draw, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching, and subscribe to see more random pictures like this. Because I did kind of want to draw something you're like,